Hi, I'm John with FLX. I'm going to be your bike mechanic for today. So today we're going to be installing the Bandit light kit. Let's start by taking the battery off, and we're going to start trimming zip ties. You're going to want to use some nice strong snips like this to get through zip ties easily, and be very careful not to go through any of your electrical cords. So just using the tip, you can just grab onto the end of a zip tie pretty easily. And then we're going to take this base plate out and replace it. We need to do that because the original base plate does not have the extra accessories for the integrated head and tail light. So that's why we're having to replace that with our new one that we got from the Bandit light kit. So loosening these and taking out these long bolts will free up the controller that's hidden on underneath the shroud here. There it is. And to take out the controller, you just kind of have to turn it sideways and then pull it out. And take out these mounting screws for the battery base plate here. And we're able to get rid of that too. So we're putting our old stuff aside so we don't mix them up. Let's grab the new battery base plate. And we want to set this pretty much as far back as we can go without it climbing up these bars. And that's so that you can slide your battery in and out the front here. If it's too close to the front, your battery is going to be hitting this, so you're not going to be able to get it out. Okay, we've got our base plate in. Now we're going to be installing the controller, but first we're going to make sure we want to plug this guy in to this one because it's going to be really hard to do once we get the controller placed underneath. So let's go ahead and plug in both of these. And now we can run this inside. We're going to go sideways. And then we're going to flip this upside down. All right, those installed, we can run this down behind the crank and then to the back motor and reconnect it. We want to run this one towards the front. So we'll place that there. This one is also for the light kit in the front, so that will also be following the same direction. We can take our pedal assist sensor, that's the orange plug here, plug that back in. Next up, we're going to replace the rear reflector with this integrated light here, and that's our other red cap, so that'll be the last red cap plug we have here. All right, now we got those loosened. We can just take them off by hand. All right, and I like to have the cord running kind of along this side of the double frame here. So we're gonna do it with the cord side up. So that way we're also gonna minimize the amount of cabling you can see in the back there. All right, nice and tight. So I like to run this cable up along underneath the seat. So I'm gonna put it over that first white tab on the underside of the seat here, and the second one. And then we're gonna run it right down to our controller below. All right. We'll clean that up with zip ties at the end. We can reinstall our battery now too. It's now locked and in place. Okay. For the front of the install, you're going to want to make sure that these frame protectors are slid all the way down. So we're going to be mounting these right to the legs of the forks here, just like this. Get a washer on it, get the bolt through, second washer, and locking nut. And you're not going to want these too tight yet because we're still going to mount up the light. So just basically on there, but still movable, side to side. You're going to want to fish the wires out from inside of there, protected by this here. It's these blue and green ones here. So in China, it's really common for them to use green for the ground instead of black like we do in the US, so be mindful of that. So that arrangement, by the way, is rubber bushing, a washer, goes in between the light and the bracket, the second crush washer, and the bolt go on the outside. So just like this, and then bring them together. All right, that's looking pretty good so far. Let's grab our controller extension cord here and wire our controller back up. That'll fit right in like that. And then we'll grab the red and black leads from our new controller and plug these in. You're gonna want to be careful with these because these are very thin and can break. Insert those just like so. Try and get these rubber parts to overlap because they'll help protect it from the weather. But just like that. So now we're all hooked up. Let's turn on our bike. Turn on the light function by holding the up arrow, and we're on. So now the only thing we have to do left is tidy up all the wiring. Make it look nice and good, tuck everything away, zip tie everything, and we are all set.